Welcome back, Blitzers and Blitz community. This is the Back to Blitz podcast with Dan and
Lemnos.
Lemnos, and we're here to give you some spicy content that you guys miss so much. And Lem, I'm gonna ask you this: do you have anything to say to the Blitz community before we get into the nitty gritty of things?
Well, one, obviously, I love you all. That's a given. But more importantly, just want to say, as most of you have probably seen, I retired from my commissioner position. So I want to say thank you for letting me steer the reins for a little while and keep these games going. It's been fun, and now I'm doing what I really want to be doing, which is just sitting on the Discord without commissioning.
I feel like you've always been thrown into leadership positions. If it's Cuddy missing the first draft, his first team draft, and then we're like, yo, Lem, you want a captain? Sure. Or like be the quarterback every season because nobody wants to play quarterback.
I just want to chill.
You just want to chill and blitz the quarterback and get them stinkies.
Exactly.
I will say the only thing I have to say back to the Blitz community is I missed a lot of you guys, and I would say every single one of you guys. I feel like, where we kind of left off was very toxic from my side and y'all's side, but I think we all have the same end goal, and that's just to have fun and play NFL Blitz. And if we can get to that, and with Lem stepping down as commissioner, and you guys kind of voting me as like the public commissioner, I think, what we got to learn from the first time to this time is to just listen to the community and do what's best for the community.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We just have we have a small community. We have all, people that just want to have fun together. We should be able to do this successfully without that much stress.
Yep. And there's a bunch of personalities involved, and you're not going to please everybody, but if we can just, if we do our best at the end of the day, you guys shouldn't hate us as much, myself included. So, Lem, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the first topic, first question. What's the one thing do you think that brought the demise of Blitz after season 4?
I think you touched on this in your little intro before. It was getting just toxic. Everyone had some sort of toxic side story, whether it was it was the Super Bowl legit because it was girly blitzing. Why can't you guys, the DDE, have the win regardless of who's playing on the other side? You got the win. You won the game. It's kind of like the NFL. If the other team is injured, they're still the team that's playing, even if they have a lot of injuries. You still get the win. So there was always qualifiers and little things like that were going on. Is there some sort of narrative that Krusty's saying? Is Cuddy getting upset because Kite keeps yelling at him every 2 seconds in the chat? Just all those things kind of started piling up, and I think people were just starting to get fed up.
Yep. The 4 points in the semifinals. Was it legit?
God.
Yeah. Was it legit or not? Was the Super Bowl laggy or not? Was the Krusty Dan beef, which I've said multiple times. I think most people know that when I talk, especially during some points of this whole entire NFL Blitz rejuvenation for the past couple of years, there was times in my life where me reflecting on it, where I didn't have a job and I just was getting drunk and I was kind of taking it out on some of you guys. So I apologize as well, especially me having a big boy job now and just so busy, just being damn, I was kind of a dick. But there was other narratives and things too. I've always said this this community needs a league. If this community doesn't have a league that goes on and we take a break like we did, I feel like it wasn't the demise, like season 4 was the demise of Blitz. I just feel like, we had to fit in something. Like you had that little tournament for Jeff, and then I heard that ended really bad too. You guys really got my nerves for really helping you guys out all the time. You guys kind of pushed me away for the Jeff's tournament. and and I heard that ended really bad. I heard there wasn't like a finals for the second division. I forgot what the second division was.
The Great Division.
Yeah. So that kind of put a sting in the eye, but there has to be like maybe in the summer, like there's like a summer league. There has to be something that kind of, brings us back and makes us stay consistent. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But I think at the same time, like, I don't know if we kind of like, maybe we blitzed too much and maybe there just wasn't enough people that really like wanted to be engaged after that tournament. Cause like, I kind of think that tournament was the greatest tourney ever, or whatever Jeff hosted. Yeah. Like that was too quick, in my opinion. It was too quick after season 4. We just had like a super stressful season 4 ending. Not stressful, but like action packed, and there was like a lot of storylines, and the people were playing a lot. And then Jeff threw this tournament together. You and Jeff threw this tournament together. And it was like too quick. Everyone just got super blitzed out, I think. And, I think it's like, yes, we need to keep a league going. We need to keep a tournament or tournaments going too. But like, I think they maybe need to just be spread out more strategically to keep people more engaged. But like on top of that though, like people were just not really enjoying the game anymore. It was like, I'm getting mad at Scourge juking, or, I'm getting mad at certain play styles. Like when do or don't we call defenses, and when is it allowed, and when does it ruin the game? Like there came to be like it almost felt like who are we playing with in the game, and then that's going to determine the style of game we play. We can't just like play NFL Blitz, and that's what I think people were annoyed at. You can't just go join a game and play the game because there always had to be something going on.
Yeah. I guess I missed the whole Scourge juking thing because I've been gone for about 6 to 7 months. 6 or 7. I got it in the pod, baby. So what was going on with the Scourge juking thing? Is it just like how Jeff used to do it and like speed boost and get like 5 to 7 yards at a time? Is that?
Yeah, it was just kind of like some people thought that it was just like an unfair thing and not really like intended to be in the game. And so like there were like maybe 4 or a little bit more people that would like consistently Scourge juke, being like Jeff, but he like stopped playing. Me, Tuco, Wick, and then maybe like one other person would also Scourge juke. So like in the scenarios where you'd think you'd have the tackle before the sticks, you'd end up getting like 2 or 3 yards past the 6, and like there's nothing that the defender can really like do against it. And so like that was one thing that people started like getting annoyed about. I know in particular Ducks especially hated it.
Oh wow, that's a person that needs to be back part of the community, and that's a topic that's coming up here pretty shortly. Yeah, I think you're right with the whole entire breaks. Like there needs to be a short little break, and maybe that's where instead of blitzing, like we bring something like what we're doing for the New Year's revival of the Blitz community, where we have different games, kind of like Wayne's original idea of the Soju League. Like maybe having a filler of that, so that it's not just blitzing the whole entire time, and we take a break from blitz, but we still get together as a community, and there's still activity in the community.
Oh yeah, it's so fun when we play games like whether it's like GTD or one unit defense, or I don't know, there's other sport games like the volleyballs and stuff like that. Like I remember when you guys were playing, I don't know if it was you, but like other people, like they were playing like volleyball for like a couple weeks straight.
Oh yeah,
and it was like cool.
Yeah, that's Archie barking. He's
hello Archie.
Yeah, he's making the pod too. Yeah, no, Jeff fell in love with the game, and I just remember having so much fun with Finn, Irv, and all those boys, and Yeah, we just gotta get the boys back, and I don't think we'll have a problem doing it for the tournament or for season five. But that brings us to the next one, is kind of segues it to it, is what could we have done better as a community, like throughout the whole entire revival process of season one to now. Like, what do you think we could have done better?
I think there was, and I think I talked about this a little bit earlier. Like, it's part of what got season four to like, why was there a demise after season four? Like,
Mm.
it's the overall like toxicity and vibe of the community and games that were happening. So, like, what could we have done better? We could have actually just like not been as toxic to certain people. Thinking about like CJ, um,
Oh,
thinking
CJ.
about the yeah, rest in peace, CJ. Thank God you're
No.
alive though.
Yes, he's alive.
Um,
He'll come
but
back.
like I hope so.
Yeah.
Um, but for not getting people to leave, it's also like, people just sit in the Discord too, and they don't like to see just like random like shots getting called out like at people, and like random like gross things that people say in the Discord. Like, there's a lot of that happened, that was happening too, and like no one wants to stick around for that, especially if you're just like a non-toxic average person that just happens to play NFL Blitz. Like, why is that going to keep someone in the Discord, in the community? They don't want to deal with like degenerate behavior. Um, so that's one thing. It's just the overall toxicity level of the Discord. Um, and then the other thing is just like play the damn game. Like, don't just like cry about everything. Um, I think that's the biggest thing. Just play the game, and if someone's like new or something, maybe you say, "Hey, like take it like a little easy on this game because they're still learning." But like just play the game. Like don't care about like, oh, they call the defense. Okay, we're gonna just sit here and play like cover two the entire game. Like it's not boring. It's not
Uh,
that fun to just sit there and do the same thing over and over again.
I think that's what makes the game fun, is calling different defenses, calling different offensive plays, the strategic like value that you get with an NFL Blitz. There's so many different things that you can do with an NFL Blitz. So that's funny that people can go ahead and gripe and complain about that. I'm a huge proponent of having conflict resolution. If you're gonna go ahead and cry about something, have something like to go ahead and fix it. Right. So just like with our suggestions and what, you've been saying for this whole time with this new Blitz version that's out, which hopefully we can test here pretty soon with, no more milky crusters going backwards. There's no more, chucking up, the whole entire meta of the Hail Marys just saving games, the jump balls just saving games. So if we bring up conflict resolutions, our devs, or we will find devs to go ahead and fix the game. If money, which I hope he's still alive from last night. Um,
And drink so much alcohol.
easy, easy, martini money, maybe.
Martini
Um,
money.
yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we could have done better. I think you highlighted the big one, and that's just, I know a lot of people that have to take breaks from the community because they just get talked about in a very demeaning, belittling, begrudging way, and just nobody wants that. And the big proponents to those are like, the CJs, and I know Tony has to take breaks, and I had to take breaks because it's just nonstop. And then, for my last hoorah before I left for 7 months, I think you said it in a stream where I sent like 100 and plus messages because I knew it was my final stand. So I was just standing for myself nonstop. I don't think I was working at that point. I don't think I was working at the job I have right now. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm defending myself in all avenues. And it just it just took a lot out of me. But yeah, I just feel like we just gotta get together, have fun, crack open and that was the whole entire point of season one of it being called the Blitz Beer League, right? Is crack open a cold one, enjoy our nostalgia road of NFL Blitz, and let's just have fun.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. And then I don't know what happens to some other people that they might feel like they need like, oh, playing's not enough, so I need like narratives, I need agendas. And I think
Yeah.
that you kind of got that from I mean, like there's Krusty's the obvious one,
Yeah.
but like there's always got to be like a narrative. Like you don't need narratives. Like we just need to play the game. We just need to like log on, play, and that's it. Um, and hopefully for like fixing the map and stuff, like oh like I don't understand, like it was glitchy or laggy, like the maps be getting better, so like there should be less toxicity due to that kind of stuff. So like it boils down to how do we keep people here? No more toxicity, just play the game, like you said, crack open a cold one with the boys.
Hmm. Yeah, that's hopefully we can get to that point. We'll see. We'll see in season 5.
Yeah.
Um,
and
and
for and for cracking open a cold one doesn't need to be alcohol. It could be
correct.
soda, it could be
Hmm.
non-alcoholic beer,
Yep.
so we can all stay sober and play too.
Yeah. You can smoke weed. You can say that
Yeah.
cracking on a cold one. You can just chill there after work. And I don't know if you guys follow. There's this like thing on Facebook where it's like the nostalgia gremlin or whatever his thing is, and he kind of goes back in years past, and it's like NFL Blitz. I think for a lot of us was kind of like a really good time, like a really fun time. We all enjoyed it. So, um,
Yeah, I mean we were all like in high school, and we were just big chilling.
yes, yes. Big chillin'. Talking about big chillin'. Do you want to go ahead and talk about our next subject of who's big chillin' that hasn't been around?
Oh yes. So I mean the next topic, big chillin' hasn't been big chillin' with us.
I know.
Who do we miss the most that's been MIA? And it's gonna be two of the same letters that are in MIA for me. That's one of the people.
Uh,
MA.
okay.
For me, I really miss MA. I
Mhm.
know he's been gone for a long time, but he was like one of the best vibes of the whole community. Um, I met him, great person, way better person than Sin. Um, like that rookie competition between Sin and MA,
Huh?
like MA did better in NFL Blitz, and MA was the better person overall. Like Sin just can't compare.
Mm.
Um, so definitely miss MA a lot. But in terms of people that have kind of like, been around longer, that's also um, MIA. Um, I legitimately miss CJ. Like he was
Hmm.
a great person for the community. He had like fun
Yeah.
little like stats and like things that he would do in analysis. He would get a little defensive, but people were also attacking him at the same time, kind of like you were going
Yeah.
through last year or a
Hmm.
few months ago.
Hmm.
So I think that's like we gotta resurrect CJ. That's all I'll say about that. But how about you? Who do you miss most?
I think that person answers this topic and the next topic. Like I think CJ brought so much to the community. He did all those stats. He put so much time. He put so much effort. And I feel like CJ is one of those people that like wants that recognition. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of the same way. Like when you go ahead and put so much time and effort in, it takes a lot of that to go ahead and help run a community like this, or do stuff in the background like stats or the behind the scenes stats. And he was competitive, and it's okay to be competitive. Like we don't. I don't want people to not be competitive, and it's not like I don't want people to talk shit. Like last night, Money was drunker than a skunker, and he was talking so much shit, and I was talking shit, and that's what makes it fun, right? It's just a friendly shit talking that we can do back and forth to each other. But I think CJ for sure. But then also, I'm going to say someone that went kind of on top of his game was Blue Squid. I think Blue Squid was, when you watch him in the tournament and other like league games and stuff like that, like he was getting really, really good at the video game. Really, really good at the video game. And especially his blitzing, like the angles that he's taking and stuff like that, like it was admirable. And I hope Wes is good. And he's kind of like one of those guys that earlier, like what you were saying, is that when you're talking about somebody in a light like that all the time, why do they want to be a part of that?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And it's unfortunate, because Squid it was a great guy, great player, um, and he needed to take a break, not necessarily from Blitz in the community. That was definitely part of it for him, I think, but also I think he was like he was playing like some other games too, and it was just like he needed just a gaming break overall. Um, but yeah, he was a good person to have around, and he was fun to game with. So we miss you, Blue Squid.
Miss Blue Squid, Miss CJ, honorable mentions would have to be someone that's been MIA for the past like month is Wayne. Wayne, where are you? We're still
Wayne, we
trying to
miss
find you.
you.
We miss you.
Please, Wayne, come back.
Devin Sunny? Devin Sunny, where are you? I hope you're good. I heard that you're doing good things in the world. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Devin's doing good. We missed Devin a lot. Not sure if he wants to come back anytime soon. I think the unfortunately the last tournament got him a little upset. Um, but that kind of stuff happens. We got to learn to play the game so that there's no toxicity left anymore, and we just play the game. And you know what? I've said this before in the past too. Like, if you're not having fun with the game, though, if you're having a bad time, there's no reason to finish the game. Just walk away from it, but go back to it and say, okay, like the last game doesn't have to influence the next game. The last week of toxicity doesn't mean that this week's going to be toxic. Just come back and play the game. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Yep. Yep, it's a good mindset to have. Other honorable mentions are Pop Gun, are the best announcer ever to live. Hope he's doing
He's so
okay.
good.
He's so good. Kite just came back to us recently, which is good. And then I gotta give love to my boy Kurt. You know what I mean? That's my man. Maybe
Oh,
one day
Kurt.
I'll talk him back into it. But he just gets so bored with the game. He gets so bored with the game. He thinks it's so
Oh,
easy defensively. He's probably the best defensive player there is in NFL Blitz, and he just thinks it's too easy and it's boring.
I think if he continued playing though, he would have because like we could like just like the real NFL, like there's always like schemes and like play styles that advance that you have to like adapt to. And like for the first couple of seasons, like offenses were really good. And then the latter couple of seasons, defenses were really good. I think he would have been pleasantly surprised that, the game wouldn't have been that easy. He might have started to actually like, you know, get beaten a lot more and then realize that, oh shit, I actually got to try harder in this game. So I think he'd be pleasantly surprised at the level of competition in the game now.
Yeah. And then the whole entire Monopoly Men situation of money benching him and all of that. Then he's like, yo, what the heck? And then we had some tournaments with Devin and I, and that's when I was a fucking jackass and screaming at players and just being a freaking donkey. And, I think all of that encompassed with it being so easy, just, steered him away. Um,
How's he doing? You talked to him
Oh
lately?
yeah, yeah, he's doing great. He's got a baby boy. He's living.
Oh,
Yep, he's living life. He's living good. Um, but that subject kind of goes ahead and intertwines with our next one as well. And I kind of already answered mine. Do you think there's one person that would bring a spark back to the Blitz community?
there's probably a couple answers for this. Like CJ, definitely. Everyone would be pumped to see CJ.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about that ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
CJ, come back, please.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Jeff, like he's been gone. He's been busy with life, and I get it. And I think he also has another kid on the way.
Yep.
Like, um, he just gave a like an upbeat, positive energy to any voice chat or even when he's like active in the Discord. Like just having him around is an overall like positive for both games and the community. And miss him being around because he was around for fairly often. Hiding from Jen while she's in the shower to play
And the kids
and the
playing right
kids.
next to the kids and whispering in our ears.
All right, guys, I gotta
Kids
go.
are
Jen's
sleeping.
getting out of the bathroom.
Yeah. Bring back
um,
our Lord and Savior Jeff for sure.
yeah, so definitely need Jeff back. And because I think it would bring a big spark back to to Blitz to keep on topic. Um, who else? Who else? Who else? Hmm. And I think that there was like someone else on the tip of my tongue. Um, that sounds awful to say, but
Oof.
you give your answer and see if they come back to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I answered it earlier. I think what CJ brought to the table of competitiveness, even if he was going ahead and instigating the like shit talking or the narratives or whatever the case is. I feel like that content is what drives a lot of people to keep on looking on the Discord. I think the Prizzle content of kind of going on and writing those narratives and stuff like that kind of brings people back. But we need to do it in such a like not personal way. Like we need to do it within like haha hoo hoos and then go next. You know what I mean? It's kind of like what Kite does a lot. And I'm glad that Kite's back in the server because he does bring a lot of, talking into the server, which is good. And yeah, we just need that kind of stigma around where people just want to go ahead and look in, see what's going on. Like I know that's what Romo does every morning. He looks in the Blitz server, in his little whitey tidies and with his coffee, and he's like, "What's there to look today, boys?"
Yeah,
Um,
people just
so
want content. Like
yeah.
aside from like like think of the average person that's gonna like okay, they wake up, they check their phone, they check their social media, they might check their sports teams, they check the weather, they check whatever other like interest, is a video game coming out, is a book coming out, and like this community could be part of that, like that list of things that people look at, like, oh, and there's a lot of stuff to look at. Oh, maybe there's someone did like advanced stats, maybe there's an article that someone put together, a podcast like we're doing right now. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
like to just agree with you. Like, it's good to have more content in the community.
Yeah. And I think that's why we're doing this. When it was kind of brought up, I was like, "Hey, dude, let's do a podcast. Let's bring back energy. Let's keep this ball rolling." We had the first two games in like a couple weeks or a month, and getting people to go ahead and just get back online, and that's kind of what still needs to happen. To go to the next topic is what do you think needs to happen to bring back activity to Blitz? It's content. It's going ahead and having Priz's Vegas, baby. It's to go ahead and have media. It's go ahead and have podcasts. It's go ahead into like get people incentivized besides money, which a lot of people can go ahead and say that was kind of the demise of Blitz as well and made it more competitive and more toxic. Is Jeff just throwing money at us like strippers, like, hey,
Yeah,
let's go, you know what I mean? And I feel like we need to bring back that fun content, little jabs. Like, you had one with what was you and Tony's breaking on eggshells? What was your guys's stuff?
uh, walking on eggshells
Yes, yes. Like your some of the
or stomping on
topics,
eggshells.
yeah, someone on eggshells, or sending on business, or the first iteration of the podcast, the StarCraft Blitz podcast. Like you talk about things that that are sticky subjects or like spicy subjects, and you have fun with it. You know what I mean? And know that there's no personal attacking towards it, right? You just have fun with it. I think that's what we need to bring back.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, and that's what you kind of see in like you see that in like actual sports commentating and like
Mm.
talk shows with I mean, I don't know what any of the talk show names or hosts are, but like they just talk about random stuff that like, oh, is this person upset on this team? Let's think about like Max Crosby, um getting told that they want to sit him for the rest of the year, like that drives a whole bunch of like discussion around it, and that's the kind of stuff that we could be doing too within our community.
Then he was seen playing basketball, moving around and shooting jumpers and stuff at his home, and he posted it on Twitter. Yeah, that's spicy, right? Spicy.
Exactly.
It's like
So
what's going on? What's happening over there? Um, yeah,
and
for sure.
I think to go along with to keep going with the topic, like people like playing Blitz, but other people like, when we touched on this a little bit earlier on, like people also like, narratives. People like playing, or just like hanging out with like their friends or their clique, or the people that they like, always kind of hung out with over time. So you could say like, you and Kurt, uh, you know, Prism and Ducks. Those people just like being together, and so like people like being in Blitz for, or being in the community for various different reasons. Another thing that people like doing is like, someone like Anthony really liked the stats aspect. He wanted to, try to make like, most yards in the season, or like best yards per game. Like people like really enjoyed the stats aspect. Some people liked fantasy because it itches their little gambling desire. So like just having more of those things around is important. But the biggest thing that makes that work is having enough people to actually play. And unfortunately, we just don't have that many people around right now.
Yep. Yep. Mr. Sats, also welcome back to the community, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're right. There's so many different aspects of Blitz in the community that brings happiness. And we also need to incentivize people to go ahead and keep on playing. And if it's like the new version of NFL Blitz with different things that we're trying to go ahead and make the game better, cool. If it's to go ahead and have like what we're doing for the New Year's games revival of playing different sports games to kind of shake it up a little bit and still have fun with each other and still have friends. I will say, people told me the other day is that your high school friends are going to be the ones that you're going to have for friends for the rest of your life. I don't see it that way. The friends that I have that I talk to on a daily basis that are my best friends are actually the friends that I accumulated online, and those are my best friends. So, like a lot of you guys, like I care for you guys, and so does Lemnos. And let's just keep on, making memories and having fun with each other and doing something that we love. You know what I mean? We all love NFL Blitz. We all love, just playing video games and chilling and escaping into our alternative reality.
Yeah, and I love playing games with you, Daniel.
Oh my goodness.
I
Dimitri,
know.
please.
I know.
All right.
Um.
Oh, what were we gonna say? You're gonna say something good?
Oh no, I don't think so. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. This is juiciness. Juiciness. Predictions. There's a lot of things going on in the NFL right now. We're going to end it on a not blitz note. Your Bears in the number 2 seed right now. But who do you think is going to make the playoffs, and who's your sneaky pick to go far in the playoffs if you had to
All
choose?
right. Well, you said who's going to make the playoffs. That's a bad question because most teams are decided except for uh, two spots. So
Yep.
I'm going to give you a demerit for that question.
Okay.
Most teams have already
Demerit.
made it because,
Okay.
all right, the only people that got to work on making the playoffs are the Bucks Panthers. The
Uh-huh.
next winner of that game will make next week. Will make the playoffs by leading the division, and
Hmm.
same thing for Ravens Steelers.
So who do you think is going to
So
make it out of those two?
out
Who do
of
you think is going
those
to?
two,
Yep.
I
Those two
think
matchups.
I think the Bucks will end up choking because they've choked the entire second half of the season. I think the
Mm.
Panthers are going to move forward against them. Um, the Panthers haven't looked great, but um, it looks like Bryce Young kind of has that fourth quarter clutch gene, which I didn't expect. Um, but he looks pretty good. Uh, the Bucks just are falling apart. I don't really know why. And then for the Steelers, I think with the amount of drugs that Aaron Rodgers takes during the game, I think he has to make the playoffs. Um, you can't. There's like no way to not make the playoffs with that many drugs. Like
Mm.
Lamar is injured and falling
Mm.
down at any like swipe at him. Um,
Mhm.
and the Ravens look sloppy. I think that Rodgers is going to will them to the playoffs because if not, it's Rodgers' last chance. Basically, he can't play much more football.
Yeah. just watching him earlier, we saw him on the sideline popping in and looked like Neurogum, and then his pupil just widening out. And he was like slinging, he slung like a really great, like 20, 30-yard pass down the field, or maybe 15, 20, whatever it was. But it was just like, whatever you can get an edge that's legal, you do it. I I disagree with the Bucks take. I think the Panthers have a better defense than the Buccaneers right now, but I think the Buccaneers will pull it off. I gotta see who the Bucks play. Do you know who the Bucks play in Week 18?
No, they play the Panthers.
Oh, they both play. Oh, so Steelers against Ravens and then Panthers against Bucks. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
juicy.
scripted.
That's juicy. That's so juicy. Um, yeah, I think Baker has shown that he's clutch. You know what I mean? Like that he's got the clutch gene in him. So I think he'll make that happen. And geez, an 8-9 team is gonna make the playoffs. That's great. Isn't that awesome? Um, that's just
It
lovely.
brings back the argument like should a losing record team be allowed to make the playoffs?
Yep. It's just like how the Seahawks beat the Saints with the Beast Quake that happened when the Saints had to go play up in Seattle when the Seattle had like a 7-10 record or whatever the record was.
Yeah.
Yep. And Steelers and Ravens, God, Romo's gonna hate you for that take. He's probably like crying right now. He's probably biting. He's like, "Screw you,
He's like,
Lemnos! Screw
screw
you!
you. I need to eat crab cakes.
Yeah, I love to eat crab cakes, and Maryland's my home, but I live in Ohio and
Ohio.
Ohio. I think the Steelers are going to win too. I think it's a part of the script. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to go out this way, and if Mike Tomlin doesn't make the playoffs, is he going to get fired?
I don't know. This stupid dude's been a 500 above 500 coach his whole record, his whole career. But like, does that mean he's good? I don't know. Lovie Smith got fired when they went 10-6 and missed the playoffs. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. God,
Yeah, well,
and
I guess
he's a
I
good
think they
coach.
started like 8-1 or something.
Still, that happens. Sometimes
Yeah,
that happens. Look at the Colts. The Colts started off really hot, and then obviously Danny Dimes got hurt, and it kind of just sometimes injuries or things happen throughout a season. All right, what's the
agreed.
sneaky pick? Sneaky pick to go far.
All right, so I think you know, obviously I'm biased because I'm a Bears fan. I think the Bears will make it past the first round of the playoffs. I don't think they'll make it to the Super Bowl, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's my homer pick.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of sneaky pick, I think that I think the well to backtrack a little bit, I don't think the Bills are going to go far. They just don't feel that good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think the Patriots are going to. They've looked great all season, but when it comes to the playoffs and they hit like hard competition, I don't think they're going to do that great. So in terms of sneaky pick, let's see. Where is the? I
You got the
gotta
Broncos,
remind
Patriots,
myself.
Jaguars, Bills, Texans, Chargers, and then Steelers or Ravens. Then you have the Seahawks, Bears, Eagles, 49ers, Rams, Packers, Panthers, and Buccaneers.
All right, so I mean, it's hard to say anyone from the NFC West is like a sneaky pick because they're all ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles might turn it on, but they got no offense. So I don't really have anyone that's like a sneaky pick for the NFC. I don't think I can give a good sneaky answer. But for the AFC, I think the Jaguars are like the sneaky pick. I don't think Bo Nix is the truth. I don't like a lot of his play style, and I don't think it'll translate well to the playoffs for what the Broncos have been doing. So I think it's the Jaguars that are going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Oh, to the Super Bowl. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think the
Okay.
Texans are that good. I think their offense, like the Texans defense is great, but the
Mm-hmm.
offense, like I don't think they quite do enough. And the Ravens and Steelers both kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Bo Nix is a lie. Your Chargers, the
Yeah.
Chargers, unfortunately, like if they were uninjured, they would
Yeah.
probably get further, but I don't think they're going to
Mhm.
make it that far with their O line.
No.
And then yeah, like I said, I have no sneaky picks for the NFC. What about you?
See, even though the NFC West is really good, not that many people talk about the 49ers. Like they talk about the Seahawks, they talk about the Rams, they thought the Rams was the best team in the league. But the 49ers, like kind of low key throughout the whole entire season with Mac Jones and, with their decimation of injuries, like they're 11-4. And their defense is still like producing without Warner. So it's like, wow. So I think the 49ers will actually be my sneaky pick from the NFC. They'll go to that NFC Championship game. And then you said that you don't like the Texans. One thing that does travel in the NFL is defense. And I think you're right. I don't think their offense is too great, but just like that's why the Broncos, they're really good. It's a hard matchup. Bo Nix is not very good, but their defense is so good. Like I feel like this year you just have such good defenses that can carry you, like the Bears with Sexy Rexy back in the day with Brian Urlacher and who else do they have back there? Was that Peanut Tillman and all those
They had
boys?
Tillman, they had Briggs.
Briggs, all those boys that the defense was just so good that'll get you to that championship game or that Super Bowl. So those would be my picks. My sneaky picks would be the Texans going to the AFC Championship game and the 49ers going to the NFC Championship game. And maybe the Super Bowl for the 49ers. But you're right. My Chargers, my homer team, we're just without Rashawn Slater. We pay him all that money. All pro tackle goes down before the season starts. And then Joe Alt, we're like, oh, thank God. Well, at least we have Joe Alt. Joe Alt is gone for the rest of the season. So
Is he gone for the rest of the season?
Yeah. Yeah. He tore his ACL. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, we've had like so many, I guess like the second most offensive line changes. I don't know who's the first. That's absolutely insane. Probably the Saints or some crappy team. I don't know. But yeah, just craziness. But I'm looking forward to it. I think this is the most I've watched the NFL this year. It's been very enticing.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good storylines that have been happening, and I think people appreciate the fact that the Chiefs were knocked out. Everyone hates the Chiefs.
Yes.
The
We did that.
NFC has had a lot. Whereas the like any presidential meme that says "I did that."
Mm-hmm.
But what was I saying? The NFC has a lot of parity, which is exciting. A lot of people like that chaos in the conference. But there's also like a lot of crazy stuff that's been that has happened in all these games. Like obviously the Chiefs didn't make it. The Vikings sucked. 9 was not the truth. Lions sucked this year. Their offensive coordinator was bad, and they couldn't have a good play caller. Commanders ended up not doing great this year. Cowboys floundered. But then you look at the teams that quote unquote didn't make it in the NFC South, like the Falcons and Saints. With 6 wins are just behind the division leaders in Panthers and Bucks. It's just so silly. What a silly conference.
Kellen Moore on a 4-win streak. Kellen Moore is a hometown kid. He's from the area that I was born and raised in. So that's good to see that, the Saints kind of turn it around. But yeah, another funny thing, you talked about the Cowboys and Jerry kind of trading it away, but the Packers aren't very good. They barely made the playoffs too, and Parsons gets hurt, so that's good. And the Bengals offense doesn't win games, ladies and gentlemen. They don't really win games. Okay, you can have the best offense throughout. Okay, and look at the Bengals. They're 6-10. They paid their receivers, and then they didn't pay their defensive end until later, and then it was all that drama. Trey Henderson not getting paid, all that drama, and then their rookie not getting paid, the Jamar Stewart guy not getting paid, all that drama before the season. And the Colts starting off so hot. We're like, whoa, the Colts! Wow! I'm sorry, Kurt. I'm so sorry, Fred. But they just, without Danny Dimes, they kind of just went downhill.
You need a quarterback in the league.
And Grandpa Rivers coming out. Everybody's so hyped. People actually watching the Colts are like, what? This 40-plus-year-old Grandpa.
Well,
So
what their defense was good in the beginning of the season. So what happened?
I think they got injured too. I think they
Oh,
got injured too. Yeah. Yeah.
gotcha. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of cool storylines in this year's NFL, and I'm so pumped to see my Bears up there in the top rankings.
Yep.
Caleb
Well,
Williams. If the NFL if they go to the Super Bowl, I'll paint my nails for him.
you will?
Yes,
Oh man.
and I'll post a picture of them.
And what
You
about
heard it here.
the like new head coaches just turning the freaking teams and franchises in a dime, like the Bears, the Patriots, Ben Johnson with the Bears, Mike Vrabel with the Patriots, Broncos. Sean Payton's been there for 3 to 4 years, but now they're looking good. Cohen with the Jaguars, like all these new coaches, Chargers third to fourth year, like all these newer coaches just boom flipping it. Panthers with their head coach, almost making the playoffs. It's crazy. It just speaks volumes of what a coach, like what a good coach brings to the table. It speaks
And
volumes.
you being in the military, I'm sure you've seen this. Like leadership can make all the difference on your troop or your squadron, whatever it is.
Yep.
Like it can dictate like how hard you work. And this is true for any job, not just military. Like if you have a good manager or supervisor at work, like it changes like the whole vibe of how you get stuff done, how much you want to get stuff done, how hard you want to work. um so I think those big coaching changes, like a lot of those teams have really close to the same personnel as the previous year, and they basically have like one new coach and a couple new people, and they can turn things around. So it really just boils down to like leadership and attitude and how you approach the game or whatever task you're doing. Think about I'm gonna correlate this back to season 4. Think
Mhm.
about the two teams in the Super Bowl. How would you say that? What would be one difference that you say between those two teams, between DDE and GGG?
We cared more. DDE put in more practice. We talked a little bit more about strategy, and our defense also they were more offensive, and we were defensive.
Yeah, so it's just like I think you hit the nail on the head there. Like Irv, Finn, Gurley. I mean, Gurley was like around more often, but like Finn and Irv, they would just show up for game day. They wouldn't practice. They wouldn't talk game plan. I mean, maybe they couldn't talk that much game plan because Gurley was still kind of a rookie and wouldn't really grasp everything the same way. So they weren't like practicing and like getting their heads in the game. They were just signing on to play. You guys had like you'd have game plans, you'd practice, you'd come up with a bunch of stuff. You'd do like game plans per team, and like you guys were better prepared. You could say you had better leadership, and that translated to the win at the end of the day, even if it came down to the last
Nito!
play.
Nito!
Nito.
Nito! Romo just throwing it, just going in and saying, send it, and told Nito, hey, cover the bot, don't let anything bot, and gets the pick, and he barely played all season and comes in the clutch. Oh, it's just karma. Just so good. Oh,
Oh,
man.
absolutely.
I think you're totally right. Everything you just said is right. And I hate to cut this podcast short, but I got to be somewhere in 7 minutes. And
Oh
I
my
got to
God! All right,
stop somewhere. And,
I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna say one more thing.
go
All right, all right,
ahead.
all right.
Go
This
ahead.
is my three-peat. This is my third podcast. I was on the first one with
Yes.
Wayne. I was on stomping slash walking eggshells with Anthony, and now I'm on. Hold on. What do we call this? Let me get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. Where is it? It is the Back to Blitz podcast, and I'm on so this is my third one, Mr. Three Pete Lemnos himself.
There it is, baby. There it is, the legend himself. And yes, please do us a favor, okay? If you want us to go ahead and do another episode of the podcast, react to this video on Discord, give us a like on YouTube, and then also please give him, because I will tell you, it does take a lot to go ahead and be a commissioner of the Blitz League and dealing with all the personalities we have and all the toxicity and kind of be that cool cucumber within the situations, or telling people straight how it is. So, Dimitri, you've done and you're still going to do great things for this community. But I appreciate, even though I've been vocal about some situations, I might not look eye to eye with than some actions you've taken, but I respect it. I appreciate it. And now we're going forward, and we're going to try to get these boys back to Blitz.
NFL Blitz 2026. Let's go.
Let's do it. Back to Blitz. See you scallywags soon. Boy. Bye now. All right.